I don't know what they thought was going on between the three of us, but they were like,
wait, really?
yes, yeah, ew, we were like 14.
Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. First and foremost, happy 2024, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
At the time of the recording of this podcast, though, it's still 2023, so let's hope we make it to 2024.
Okay,
That'd be crazy. Imagine if they play this like at our funerals.
I know.
They didn't make it.
Last year, we went pretty hard for New Year's.
Oh,
Right?
I thought you meant last year we almost lost our lives.
Where were you last year, Mandy?
Actually, last year I took all of our siblings to the club.
Oh, I remember
Our little
that.
siblings?
Yeah.
I took.
That is so funny.
I was literally. Yeah, I was the
The
designated
chauffeur?
driver. Well, they were sober, little, because they're all like 17. I think my sister's 19. Yours is
Wait, you snuck them into like a real club?
No, it was
they
like
went to
an
the
18 and
Mirage.
older.
For the Mirage.
Bro, it was honestly the weirdest experience. It was why were there so many 50-year-old men? That's what I want to know.
At the 18 plus club?
Yeah, but they were.
Ew.
It's so
Predators,
funny.
bro.
Our little Christian siblings, they were all like scared. Like your
I mean,
brother.
as they should be.
No, Miguel's
I hate
brother was
men.
literally like, I shouldn't be here. He's like, I was like, don't you dare tell your mother.
Well, now she knows.
Dude, no, we went last year. We did. It was
we did
raining.
like a Hollywood.
No,
It was
dude, last
raining
year was
so
raining
much.
crazy. Do you remember?
No, because I had to drive. I was so scared. There were so many cars.
and then people were out. We were like bar hopping, and it was like drenched. Like
Yeah, we did this. It was called a bar
Bar
crawl.
crawl.
And I think we paid like, what, $25?
yeah, and my boyfriend was like, "This is a scam for tourists. To buy this, you can literally just bar crawl for free."
Yeah,
No,
what
but they
the
give you
heck?
like a free drink at every
But like, it was
place, right?
such a scam. Like the way that like you needed a wristband to get it, and people were just getting in. Anyway, it was definitely for tourists. It's for tourists who
I had
didn't
a
come to
great
LA.
time.
And
y'all
was like,
fell for it.
yeah, it was like, we
Stupid
do
ass.
not need to buy these. Anyway,
It was like $20.
like that could have been a drink.
I ate it up. We had a wild night that night.
Dude,
Ringing
yeah,
the New
so
Year.
wild because okay, who is it? I think brought a sorry, my boyfriend brought a flask, and then I think he like waterfalled it. Did you waterfall it, or did
No.
I waterfall the flask in the bar? And the security guard was like, "Hey, you can't do that."
Oh,
Or
I
the-
think did.
yeah, and then they kicked us out.
LOL.
And then we got separated from our friends because they would not let us back in. Like, you can't bring that. You can't bring that. Oh, and you were the one who flashed the flashlight right at him while he was doing it.
Yeah, I was
Because you were
filming.
trying to record it. So then we got kicked out. So we were separated from the group for like 30 minutes. And then like we had to find you guys. And then I remember calling you on the phone, but you were so gone. And you were like, we're in the red room. We're in the red room. And we're begging the bodyguards to let us back in. Like, please, our friends are in there. Like, it's New Year's. Please.
I remember Miguel calling me.
Yeah, it was
I
like-
love you so much.
After like 40 minutes of begging the security, like we're so sorry, like please let us back in, like
Sorry.
our friends are in there. Wrong club. He was Miguel was so drunk that he didn't know what club he was in. We were looking for him and he was not there, so we spent New Year's away from our friends. But that's okay. I had my boyfriend. So
I
we
feel
had a
like
good
it's your
time.
fault.
I don't think it was.
Look,
definitely your
I just
fault.
feel like if I'm in a place, like, I'm not your responsibility.
I know,
That's
but
on you.
I'm just saying, you're like, we're by the speaker, and we're like, so are we? Where are you? It's like a completely different club. So I thought it was so funny.
had a great
Manifesting a better New Year's
Yeah,
fiesta
like,
for us.
I'm excited.
I want to do the same thing this year. Or hopefully by the time this episode comes out, we will have already done.
if we
thing.
make it.
we make
Inshallah.
it.
Damn. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Well, happy 2024, guys. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that's really interesting
to us,
to us.
and hopefully
Well,
to you
us,
guys.
and hopefully to you guys. We're going to be talking about like the lore of our friendship and how we've known each other for like 13 plus years and what that like looks like.
I like how you say 13 plus. Like none of us care to actually do the math.
Bro,
I was
after
11.
13,
Yeah,
I
what
can't
does it
count.
matter? The 13,
I feel like me and Mandy actually knew each other longer.
and that's
But we
fine.
definitely weren't friends.
Like,
I don't wanna know
I
you
don't
longer
want to
than
know
I-
you longer than I know you.
Nah.
I'm dead.
But before that, what are your guys' did we talk about New Year's resolutions on the last episode?
No, we
Oh,
have
we
not.
What are your
didn't.
resolutions? Do you guys have any?
Actually, my resolution is to spend more time with myself and with my friends.
Aw.
I feel like work has taken so much of my life away from me. And I feel like I need to get that back. And I've so easily just been like, I'm going to go to bed or I'm going to hang out with my boyfriend. And I don't know. I just feel like I've lost touch with myself. So I feel like that's something.
That's a good one.
And also being more creative.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do a short film next year. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Cool.
Pretty exciting. Directing it.
Mine's like the opposite. I need to get a fucking job. I need to figure out what I want to do because I've been a bit too creative, I feel. No, I don't know what I want to do.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what is it?
I've been too creative. Someone hold her back. Whoa.
No, my resolutions this year, I do want to figure out what I want to do to make money because I've been having my silly little time, but it stopped being silly and it stopped being a good time.
Honestly, because like I've been trying to move out. Like that would have been a New Year's goal of mine to move out. But it's just not realistic. It's not realistic, love. And I keep asking Mandy, like, let's move out.
Sorry.
And like, this bitch is not getting her bag up.
Bro, I got a raise at my job, 50 cents. What do you want me to do?
Honestly, yeah.
I'm trying.
You're working so hard.
I'm working so hard for no monies.
Yeah.
But not for long. I will be
That's
leaving.
a good resolution.
Yeah.
Career woman.
Yeah. Miguel.
I don't really think I have any New Year's resolutions.
You're perfect.
I'm just like
You could do some growth.
I'm just like,
no,
so
I don't.
perfect.
I think if I had it, or maybe I just haven't thought of it. I feel like I asked that question while you guys were answering. I was like, damn, what the hell is mine? I would say that I want to continue working on like myself and trying to be the better version of myself.
What do you think are your biggest flaws that you need to work on?
We can tell you.
Okay. Save it for the podcast.
We're
on the podcast.
Dude, he's been every time it's kind of like gone bad. That like every time we have like interesting information, we're just like save for the podcast.
Yeah, like we don't even talk. We don't hang out outside.
We don't want to.
We'll send a text in the group chat. Just
We're like, shut up, save for the podcast.
I'll read it later during the pod.
No. I mean, I would say personally, the way that I handle myself, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't have,
Okay, it's personal. It's personal. Personal growth.
yeah, I think it's personal.
You have some time. Process.
Yeah.
Have thoughts.
I will say that because I turned 25 this year in 2023, it's hit me a little more to where I feel like sometimes, most of the time, I really do say like, I'm just a boy.
Yeah.
I'm a boy.
Bro,
Yeah.
And then I went to dinner with some friends like a couple days ago and I said that. And they were like, how old are you? And I was like, 25. They're like, you are not a boy. And I was like, oh
He
my
is.
God. Like, I am a teenage girl.
No, oh my God, it's so funny. I said that to my boyfriend once. I'm like, I'm literally a teenage girl. And he was like, do you really see yourself as a teenage girl? And I was like, no, bro. All the girls are saying it these days, but low key.
But low
I
key.
do. Like,
But
I don't.
low-key.
No,
I
whenever I
don't know
make
what
a
I'm
mistake,
doing.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how dare you think
Yeah,
me
I think it's a
better?
little difficult, but that's my New Year's resolution.
To
I
not
hope
be a
you
little
make
boy.
Yeah, to
it's
grow
like
up.
To grow
Grow up. Grow
up,
the fuck
man.
up.
It's like stressful out here.
Yeah.
But anyways, happy 2024. Let's just dive right in.
Let's dive right in.
Mandy, like, do you want to set the scene?
Where do we start? Okay, so we'd been friends forever. We met at church, like we've talked about, and then we were kind of inseparable. Like people used to call us
I
the
think
Trinity.
your mom coined that.
Yeah,
term.
my mom started calling us the Trinity, which is like a funny spin on religious
Kind of
thing.
sacrilegious, to be honest.
The Father, Son, and
Religion is
Holy Spirit.
Tied to everything.
Yeah, so they called us the Trinity.
It was so funny though, because when we were little, I think our parents were concerned. Cause I don't know what they thought was going on between the three of us, but they were like,
Wait, really?
yes, yeah, ew. We were like 14, and like the way we'd be sitting on couches, like our legs would be like tangled. Like, we were still,
We're
like,
never
besties.
beating the threesome allegation.
So like our parents were concerned.
They were like,
Apparently
"What the
they went up
fuck?"
to Mandy's mom and they
Our
were like,
my parents included?
yes. I think it was only Mandy's mom who was like, no, it's fine. But like both of
What?
our
They
parents,
never told me this.
both of our parents, like your mom, my dad, maybe. I don't know if my dad was scared, but like they were like they're a little close, like they're a little like, you know,
Too close.
They were jealous
They were
that they
jealous.
didn't
They were
have
mad.
friends.
And
When
so
they
they,
were
like, they would be
crossing
like, should-
over, they had no one.
period.
When they were immigrating to this country.
Damn. Oh wow.
Oh wait, is that too much? Cut that out. I don't think it's all. You know, my parents came to this country to give me a good life, and I'm living it. No, I really
Period.
am.
No,
I don't want to sound like not
My
grateful.
dad came to this country for us to have a better life, and then I'd be having a better life, and he's mad.
But no, full discretion. My parents are very cool. They came to this country to actually give me a better life, and they did.
Okay. Anyways,
No
back to
one
the
cares.
Whitey? Of course, it's a white woman silences the brown folk.
Oh wow!
Please, you're always talking over us. And let's
Wait.
talk about that. Okay, anyways, what Barbie was
Shut the
saying.
hell up.
What was I
the whole
saying?
episode.
Oh, basically, so yeah, they were like suspicious. They were just kind of like,
This
why
is
are these
weird.
kids so close to each other? I even had an older cousin. He's very religious, and I remember he got upset that I think my leg was on top of yours, like at church. Which I get it, it's church, but like it was also like in the
After
kids'
church,
room. Like
yeah.
who cares? He was like, that's not appropriate. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you don't know me? Anyway.
Yeah, we used to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
And like the way our parents were, like church wasn't just like, oh, you go to the morning service. We were there for, I was there 12 hours every single Saturday.
Every Saturday was like
9 a.m.
like
8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
to like 8 p.m.
There was always something to do. There was like, we would go to
There really
church.
wasn't.
No, I mean,
Okay, let me
for
set the
them.
scene. There was the church service, which usually ends at what, noon?
Yeah.
And then we had like a lunch at the church, which would end at 2. And then from 3 to 7, we would just sit in the,
what were
in
we
the church.
doing?
We would sit in the
What were
church
we
and do nothing.
doing?
dude, I don't know, because then it was like, there was always like the adults want to stay to talk, and then there'd be like late night worship or choir practice or whatever.
And in the
choir
meantime,
practice,
that's when we started the YouTube.
Yeah, when I was little, I had like a little YouTube channel. That's where my
Don't look at those videos.
they're not online.
They're
anymore.
hidden. They've been
the-
deleted.
My directing started. I was like, I had all these YouTube skits or whatever that I had all my friends participate in. I got called out because I wasn't including everybody. They were like, you need to include this girl or that girl. I was like, she's not a good actor. I was like, this is showbiz. Like, I'm not. I got in trouble.
No, honestly, we got in trouble a lot because we were like so inseparable. We were so exclusive to other people. Like we'd be
Yeah.
talking throughout Sabbath school. We'd be talking all the time. Like other people would talk. We were bitches. Other people would talk and be like,
Honestly,
Okay.
some
I
say to
don't-
this day we're a little exclusive, and that's
Exclusive.
bad.
Sorry.
Like, I do feel
Sorry.
bad that people feel that way around us because I try to be inclusive of people.
now, now, we do.
Yeah, because like even in college, our friends would be like, "Oh, like when I'm in the car with you guys, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I don't exist, and you guys are just like, la, la, la.
Personally, I don't feel sorry.
No, you
Personally, I will make
But
no
why?
apology.
I just like people would say that all the time, and it's. But
You're jealous.
no, and I guess this might be like where I need to work on myself or whatever. Like this could be something where I just see it not in the same way that they do. But in my head, it's like we were very close, and in my head, I don't think that I should have lessened myself. I think I was inclusive.
Bro, we used to lock the office door, just us three, and not let anybody in.
No way.
Like we close the blinds. We have things to talk about.
I'm so dead. I do not remember.
And what about it?
Yeah, that's something.
Just because I didn't want to
Your
tell.
brother, your brother be like banging on the door.
He said, hey,
Tell to come fight me.
oh my God.
Bro. Yeah, so that was like our foundations of our friendship, and then we decided let's keep this train running
what do you say
and
we keep
all
this
go to
good
college.
going?
Let's take this to college.
Yeah, we all decided to go to the same college.
Mind you, we didn't go to the same high school.
Yeah,
but
which is
everybody thought
interesting.
we went to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was homeschooled again. Womp, womp. But then I was supposed to go to his high school, and then I chickened out last minute. It just felt like it was a lot. So then, like, I think there was a day where they called my name in your homeroom or something, but I wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Oh my God. Wow, that would have changed like everything.
That would have changed anything.
I
We
would've been
probably
so
would've
mad.
friends.
I would have been
No.
so mad.
Yeah.
No, that would have changed a lot.
Yeah, but no, I actually ended up going to a private Christian school later. But yeah, I was homeschooled.
So then once we graduated high school, we were already very close. I decided to go to a college up in Washington, and then
I
Barbie
transferred.
transferred like
A
a
semester
semester later.
Yeah.
And then Mandy graduated a year
Yeah,
later.
I mean-
and then
But
she
that's when the
came.
tea started.
That's honestly,
College was rough.
yeah. Honestly, before we even went to college, because I think I was still in high school.
Well, because you're younger, but
Yeah.
for me, it was in college.
Oh yeah, you guys were in college, and one day Barbie calls me. She said, "Mandy, things are different."
I did.
Yeah, you
honestly,
were like,
probably.
something's wrong. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, not to be a cure. I think when I turned 18, literally on the dot, I remember it was like my birthday eve, and I was like sobbing my eyes out. I was like, happy birthday to me. Like, I had such a bad, that was like when my depression started. Like, so many things were happening at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed to leave. I was like, I cannot, because I was going to Long Beach for university. And I was like, I cannot be here anymore. I cannot be in this house. So I don't think I ever experienced depression until then. I was like, la la la. I remember when I was like 15 being like, I really don't get like why people have depression. I was like, I don't get
I
why
was like,
people
wow.
get emo. Yeah.
So good for you.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's so weird of them. Like nothing's ever that deep.
I'm like, haha, yeah.
until and then
Cut to.
and then it hit me and I was like, damn. Like I never thought that was gonna happen. And it was so funny because like I remember, you know, I was a little weird. Like I visited my high school teachers like after I had graduated because I liked them.
You were one of those people.
Yeah,
she
but only
was.
for like a year. Only for
Embarrassing.
like a year. I came back and I was like, yeah, I think I'm struggling with depression now. And my Bible teacher was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yeah, you always had like slight like something about me. Like I was about to turn depressed or something. I was like, Oh, that was so mean. Anyways,
That's so
right?
That's so mean.
Dude, everybody who went to that school, every teacher is low-key hella racist and also bad vibes.
Call 'em
It's
out.
private school.
Yeah, private Christian school, and all the teachers are white. Anyways, what was I saying?
You were talking about depression.
I had depression, and I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but when I came and I transferred to Miguel's university, I don't think you had seen me with this depression before, and I was like needy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hang out with me. I'm so sad. Like life sucks. I need attention. I need this and that. And then I think Miguel was going through his own stuff, and we just didn't have that communication. And that's when it all just went down because I was like, he does not like me.
So then let's set the scene. So I was already in college. I had started college in the fall of 2016. Your depression started at the same time, but you weren't with me in Washington State.
So it
No.
started because Miguel left.
So true.
Honestly,
So true.
No.
So then, once you do get to the school in Washington, come January.
I honestly thought, maybe part of me thought like when I'm with my best friend, like everything will be okay.
That's a lot, and
Yeah,
that's a
which
lot
is
of pressure.
on him.
And on the friendship.
Yeah, but that was not the case.
So what was it when you came? Like what changed? What kind of
With
things?
you?
Yeah.
You kind of like acted like you didn't like me or you didn't know me. Like every time I hung out with you, you also wanted to hang out with a bunch of other people, and then you would like act like I wasn't there. I remember we like went to the movies together, and then like you sat on like the opposite side, and like I was with a bunch of strangers. Like you, mind you, like I had just transferred, so you knew everybody and I didn't. And like I'd be like following you, and you'd be like, oh, and you'd go sit somewhere else. I'd be like, and I don't remember because honestly it was a long time ago. It was freshman year of college. I don't remember, but I just remember like so many times being like trying to talk to you, and you'd be like, I'm busy, or I'm with my friends, or I'm doing this and doing that, or like if I'm gonna hang out with you, it's with a bunch of other people. I never felt like you wanted to ever like be with me anymore. And I was
Did you
like,
ever?
"Damn."
Because it was a long time ago, and I don't. I'm trying to remember like what we were doing.
But I remember but this is so funny because I remember we had an argument in the car because one thing about me is I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
That's so good though.
No, that's so bad. Again, like a few episodes we talk about how I would tell every guy why I like them or whatever. Or how I like. I hate myself for that. So I was telling Miguel how I felt, and I was like, "Hey, I feel like we're not friends anymore. You don't spend time with me, this and that." And you were mad, and you're like, "You're not my girlfriend." Like da 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 da.
Yeah.
You said that, girl. I never forgot it. I was like,
Damn.
I remember being like, "Okay."
Was this in my car in the Jetta? Or
Yeah,
in
they're fucking ugly ass books.
I'm really trying to like
Set the
set the
He's
scene.
like, he forgot it. I did not, and I'm not like bitter or anything because we got over it, but that hurt. I was like, what? I was like so confused. I was like, what do you mean? And I get it. Like I was again. Every time I look back to all the people I have annoyed when I was depressed, like I needed so much attention. Like I needed so much external validation. So that was a lot on you. But also, where the fuck were you? Like you were there.
He was
and,
hanging.
And I
No.
feel like now that we're older, like I don't know.
I think looking back on it, the way that I handled it was completely incorrect, and that's something that I think it took me a couple of years because I don't even think
Yeah.
we hashed it out until like
No,
years
like that was
later.
my freshman
yeah.
year. Was already something with sus. I must have called Mandy and been like, "Hey, my relationship with Miguel is like struggling." And then when Mandy got to college, I don't know what happened.
Well, because you had told me all about that, and I was already like at home beefing. I'm like, damn, they're like having so much fun without me. Like,
And
Meanwhile,
high
I'm like
school-
yelling at her in the car. You're not my girlfriend.
yeah, I'm like, damn, missing out. Yeah, I feel like that was hard too, because like I feel like we always got a little jealous of each other's friendships, and like we would talk about that too. Like, me and Miguel, when we were 13, we went to camp together for like 3 weeks, and Barbie was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, which was so much fun.
Honestly, that was a good
so
camp.
much fun.
But yeah, so it's like whatever. It's just like I don't think so anymore. But
Yeah,
like
not
when
anymore. I don't
we
give a
were
fuck.
growing up, it was like if ever just two of us were hanging out, the other one would be like, "What the fuck?" So that's how it was. I was like, bro, like I'm gonna get to college. They're gonna have so many memories, and then you guys also like already have so much in common with like film and the arts, and like I wasn't into that stuff. So like I would always kind of just feel like the odd man out. So, and then I was a year behind too. I was like, God damn, I'm falling behind. But then I came and I was like, oh, actually, they've been having a shitty ass time.
She's like, okay.
Actually.
No, but I do want to say that going back to that, I will say, and like I said, the way that I handled it wasn't at all appropriate. And even now I'm trying to think about who I was trying to impress at the time, like whether or not I was trying to make, because I think I also struggled with
Yeah.
making friends. Like I didn't have like the whole time when you weren't there, or none of you were there, I didn't have a roommate in college because he decided to move in with another friend. And so I don't think it was depression, but it was very weird moving to another state, especially a state or a town that's literally just white people. Like, I never in my life had I ever seen
So many
somebody
white
wave at
Seas
you from
of
the
white
street,
people.
like just casually. Like, I was kind of like, who are you looking at? And I'm trying to remember, like, I did have my group of friends. And then when you came, I think that's when we started hanging out with like, and like,
Why are you named?
I don't think they care. Or I'll
That's
bleep
fine.
it. We were hanging out with people, and I don't remember why I would ever not include you, but I would think that I probably
either.
no. But the thing is, I did include you, but I think you wanted me to show up for you more personally
Yeah.
and less in like
Socially.
Socially,
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, you're not. I remember. I remember like one of your friends who was like by association my friend. Just because I always hung. I didn't. Again, I transferred.
Wait,
to-
who
I-
is this? But bleep it. Oh, fuck that bitch.
Honestly, I'm just kidding. But at the time, I had been her friend, and she was like, "Why?" I don't know what it was. I was like, she was like, she asked me what my relationship was with Miguel. I was like, "Oh, he's my best friend," and she was like, "Really?" I couldn't tell, and I was like,
She said that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Yeah." Honestly, in the back of my, I was like, "Yeah, I know," because you only hung out with me as if I was just one of the. It was like we didn't hang out like best. We were not in high school anymore. We're not like just the two of us. You know,
Acquaintances.
yeah. You would only hang out with me in big group settings. It didn't seem like we were best friends. You didn't have one-on-ones with me. So I was like, yeah. I remember feeling that way. I was like, damn. But
Wow, why would you say that though? That's kind of
she was valid, and she kept it real.
no.
And that's okay. Like, it's okay because I don't want to skip the time. I'm gonna skip the timeline a little bit because obviously everything's okay. But there was like, you did tell me, because I remember this a lot. So like it took like 2 years, but I think you realized that like, oh, like me and Barbie are not on the best of terms. And that's when you called me you asked me if you wanted, you're like, "Barbie, I have this movie premiere ticket." And I was,
we're
and
supposed
I
to go to
remember,
1917.
yeah. And I was like, I do not want to go with this man. Like, that's how bad it was. I was like, I actually don't want to go. But, we've been keeping up the facade of this friendship for like, everyone thinks that we're best friends, even though we're not.
and that
like,
that was another thing I wanted to talk about because like when I got there, we would go on like group outings with our other friend, and we had like all talked about like how best friends we were, and then like we'd be in the car being exclusive, like laughing, even though like in the back of our heads we're like, wow, we're not even friends, like we're fighting right now. But like everyone else like really idealized our friendship and saw us as such best friends, longtime friends. So like in front of people we had to like put on this act, which was
and I don't think it was hard to.
it wasn't hard, but it was just like it felt fake.
Yeah, people would always like, how you guys been friends for so long? Then we're like, like
We're not trying to hash this out in like
yeah.
public.
But then that's when you asked me to go to the movie premiere. And I think I told Mandy, I was like, I actually don't want to go. I don't remember. But then we ended up not going. I don't know if I made an excuse or we lost
No, we
the ticket.
didn't go because
You messed up the ticket.
I messed up the tickets.
yeah,
and
I
only
was
had
like,
one.
thank God. Because I also bought a dress for the movie premiere. That's so funny. And then you were like, well, I still want to talk to you. So then we went to a coffee shop. And that's when you apologized in the coffee shop. You're like, I noticed. Like, you said like,
I'm such an
You-
empath.
He's such
Okay,
an
Two
I'm-
years
I'm just
later,
kidding.
he's
No,
an
no,
empath.
No, I will take
I feel like the
complete.
vibes are
I will
off.
take complete like.
No, it's
It was
not.
100% my fault.
But-
We're okay. Hold on. I love this quote. My therapist told me this. We are each 100% responsible for our 50% of the relationship,
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
and so I
math
take
adds up.
100% responsibility
For that 50%.
for my 50% of the relationship,
that's
which
on
I
period.
didn't.
And that's all period.
But what was my apology like?
You said like, because you were like, oh, you had the weirdest like, I'm gonna be honest, it was a little like the way that you apologized. I was like, okay, but I still forgave you. But you were like, oh, like normally when I have friends who are like pulling away, I just let them go. I just cut people out. Like I'm just the kind of guy that cuts people out. And I was like, I remember like, okay. You're like, but then I realized I was about to cut you off. But
Bro, you used to say that all the
while he was
time.
apologizing.
You used to say that all the time.
and then he was like, wait.
Say what? That I'm going to cut people off?
Yes, you're so
But I still
annoying.
do.
Yeah, I know, but you were like, I was really about to cut you off.
Oh my god.
But then I thought to myself, I was like, but wait, that's Barbie.
Why do I kind of sound like Ken from Barbie?
Oh my
and then you're like, and so I think we need to talk about this. And I was like, yeah. And you were just apologizing because you said that you were going through a lot. And again, like you're not the most open about what you were going through at the time. Like you were going through all these, emotions as a freshman, as a sophomore, and even as a junior, because this was after junior year. Because there was a whole year that me and Mandy were not in the country, so you couldn't apologize then. Right. So when I had come back is when you said that, and you were like, so it's been like a good 3 years of turmoil. But you were like, you know, I was going through a lot and I didn't communicate it to you, and I was just pushing you away because you wanted so much, like kind of like I wanted a lot of attention, and I didn't have the space, like the emotional space to help you. And I was also going through a lot, and I wasn't going to open up and tell you what I was going through. And that you were sorry. You were like, you were sorry. Like, please trust me again. This and that, the other. Like, just I hope that we can rebuild our trust, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah. I was like,
no,
okay.
I remember talking to Barbie, and Barbie's like, he's forgiven. And I remember I was like still mad for like a month.
Oh.
Month. Yeah, I was like,
I think it took a long time.
I feel like
So it sounds like I'm like the problem.
No, because that's, I mean,
yeah, so what did he do to you?
Yeah. What did I do to you?
No, because I feel like when I got there, it was very similar. But this is where I feel like me and Barbie definitely put a lot of emotional, I don't know what like weight to the friendship. Like I feel like we did expect you to carry our emotions in some sense. Because I remember at that time we were all going through it. My mom was like on her deathbed at the point. She's fine. But I remember like going through it, and I was like, damn, Miguel has not even asked about my mom. And like I remember I talked to you about that, and I was like, okay, I get it. You're going through it, and we can't like, and you've told me you do not have the emotional space. My mom is dying.
Yeah.
Like, hey. But also that goes back to me, like I was one of those people who, I feel like I've gotten better about this, but I was one of those people, I'm not going to tell you anything about my life unless you ask. And that was my thing, is like, if they don't ask, they don't care. And that's one thing I feel like we've had to work on with both like you, Miguel, and Barbie, that I'm like, I'm not an open book, which now, open book. Anything you want to know? Please shut me up. 3
episodes ago, she was like, I'm desperate for love.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely way
That's so
different
funny.
now. But
yeah.
no, I used to be one of, like, I was very quiet. I wouldn't share any of my thoughts unless you asked. And you guys, I feel like, for the most part, very open. Like, you just tell the thoughts on your head. And I would often feel like the odd man out. And that, like, you guys didn't actually know anything about me. Which I feel like definitely had to do.
Like when you choose to be mysterious and then get mad when people.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. No, I was mysterious. Y'all didn't know me.
Me and Mandy had problems with that too, because she was so mysterious.
Yeah, but I feel like that also came with like my own identity things and assuming people don't care about me, or that I often would feel like I was only, like I would only care about things that like you guys cared about. I was like, oh, Miguel and Barbie love film, so I love film. Which I feel like also comes with like me being younger maybe, and being like, oh, my friends like this, I'm gonna like this, when I don't give a fuck actually.
But what I want to talk about, when was San Francisco?
What? Oh,
Yeah.
that was so bad.
When was San Francisco?
Dude, we were...
Bro, these bitches, okay, we were fighting in San Francisco.
No, wait, hold on,
midnight.
Hold on. Don't start. Wait, hold on. I want to talk about like when, like set the scene. Or you guys were driving in one car and I was following behind you guys. And I think Mandy, at a stop, she was like, oh, I'm going to go with Miguel. And then that's when you were like, you started talking to me about your mom.
I was like, Barbie, hype me up. I'm about to.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't, honestly.
Yeah, we were driving up and then you were like, oh, I'm going to go with Miguel. And then like 10 minutes into, she was like, can we talk about something? And then we talked about that. Which honestly, whenever you guys have to have car conversations, like, happen in the car.
No.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Barbie said,
that's true. I do talk to you about a lot of my problems in the car.
Yeah, I just feel like it's such a good space.
I feel
Anyways,
like it's because like also you don't have to look at each other in the eye, so it's like less.
I get nervous.
Yeah, but
wait, can I add in one dramatic detail? When me and Mandy went abroad, that was silly. That was a silly time. And I'm not
wait,
trying
are you
to
saying that
pretend
because it's me or you guys had a fight?
No, me and Mandy felt like
we were
we would
replaced.
FaceTime you. We would want to call you because in our delusional heads, we're like, Miguel's still our best friend, even though we're like, the vibes are off. Like, we still want to call him, check up, because we were abroad for a whole year. And every time that we wanted to call you or message you, it had to be when it was convenient for you. You'd be like, oh, it's too late for me now. It's like 12 p.m. 12 a.m. I can't. But we'd be up until like 3 a.m. just to like be able to get a call or something.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'd call you so excited, like, oh my God, we haven't heard from you in like a month. Like, let's call you. and you would be so uninterested, you'd pass the phone to somebody else. Because you'd be like, oh, hey, I'm with this other friend, like, here. And you'd give the phone to them while you did God knows what. And we were like, huh? Like, we stayed up till 3 a.m. because you didn't want to wake up for us. And this is...
And we're like, who is why am I talking to this?
Why am I talking to this? It was so...
But then, like, now thinking about it, it's like we required so much attention. Yeah. And I do feel like we're much more secure in ourselves now that, like, we don't
Now, please don't call.
Yeah, I was like...
You don't answer.
No, and so, like, I understand where you're coming from. Because I do feel like, Miguel, you and I have similar, like, attachment styles. Like, I'm the same way. Like, when you did your apology to me, I literally went to Barbie. I was like, I'm still going to cut him off, though.
Yes, that is true. I was like, and I remember being like, what? Like,
I was like, Barbie, you always forgive, not me.
Me?
All things are the same.
No, I would say that.
So what was going through your head all this time?
No,
like, what's your side?
I don't know. I think my side is more so because there was such a change of, I mean, because it was different, right? We started college, and I want to think that I was working. I think I'm a very social person. I think I'm a very, very social person, and I was trying to make friends, and I was making friends with a bunch of different people. And in all honesty, at the time, I think I was
You
kind
gotta
of
cut off the loose ends.
not cut off loose ends, but I think I was more interested in being well known in college. And because, and this is the way that I'm like, this is okay. Like, I'm trying to really think back, but it was almost kind of like maybe I was working at trying to make everyone else. I was trying to have the same relationship that I had with you guys already, but with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that I could have a bunch of best friends. And again, I will say that at the time too, I was going through a lot. I think I was struggling a lot with like sexuality, especially in like high school, and I was still dealing with all of that. And honestly, I don't think that I will say that and I don't want to say it's like the wrong way, but the amount of attention that you guys did require.
Oh no, for
like,
sure.
I think it was a lot for me at the time, where I was like, these are my two best friends, but at the same time too, like, I think the "you're not my girlfriend" comment was hell out of pocket. Like, that's so wild. But I think it was just because, and when you're in like moments of intense feelings like that, I think it's very easy to just say things.
Yeah, like you felt like you were backed into a corner. Like,
like I was backed into a corner, and I just was very oh my God. And I still do the same thing now, unfortunately. But I mean, I don't know. I would just say that I don't think that I handled a lot of things well, especially like like literally. I'll tell you guys this much. When I was a kid, I literally had, and this isn't even like a kid. I still have this like notes thing, and like 3 years ago. This is probably 4 years ago. In my notes app, I literally wrote down every single reason, like why, every single reason, or all of the reasons why I hate myself. Yeah.
Wait, how old were you?
Well, in my notes app right now, it's 2020.
Oh.
So
Wait.
3 years ago.
And this is like, and this is so funny. I haven't written. I wrote these. The last time that I updated this was June 9th, 2020, 7:31 p.m.
Dude, Miguel.
And reasons that I
delete
hate myself.
shit.
No. It was 2020. I haven't updated it since. I love myself.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
But and this is so funny. Number one, I don't put in time or effort with friends. And in quotes, I put out of sight, out of mind.
I hate bitches like that.
No, I'm just kidding. Bleep them. Number two, I cut people off very easy, and I shouldn't. And number three, I hurt Mandy and Barbie. I know.
You did not.
I did. It's literally like all on my notes app.
Oh my God. I'll kill myself right now. Don't say that. Oh.
And the rest are kind of too personal, so I'm just gonna.
No, like looking back, the whole situation, I'm so sorry. We were needy as fuck bitches.
Yeah.
Because like the whole thing is like, we could have hung out with you and your friends, but we were mad. We're like, why are these other bitches here? Like, it wasn't that like you weren't hanging out with us is that
Yeah.
you wanted to hang out with other friends, which
Yeah.
I feel like goes back to the problematicness of our friendship. We didn't include anybody else. And like we were mad when you tried to. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare we not be enough for you?
But let's talk about San Francisco because that was
such a weird vibe because
Okay.
like everybody was mad at each other, and I really tried to like pacify everybody because I remember Mandy was upset for some reason, and I wanted to like, I was like, here, Mandy, I'll pay for your massage. And, like,
put me in a water
at the
massage.
pier, it was like a water massage. This cost me like $25 or $40. I remember being up. I don't know why. I think I could
Were
throw
we
money.
at the San Francisco like the,
The
pier?
pier?
The pier.
I was just trying to make everybody happy. I don't know if I bought somebody like cheesecake too because I was like, hey guys, I don't know why I thought that was gonna fix things.
So we're driving back up to college. We're all like caravanning with each other. We're like stuck in cars with each other. I feel like you both mostly drove with each other.
probably.
Mandy and I had that conversation, and then we get to San Francisco, and we're trying to make. I think we even took like the scenic route because
Bro,
we were trying to like
it's
make
gonna
it.
be so cute.
And then we get to San Francisco. I don't know. To me at the time, I kind of was just like, like I didn't really.
Men.
I didn't.
I have no idea that the bitches are mad.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think much was wrong, which is obviously like why this whole thing probably started because I just didn't, like I didn't really. But then we go to Cheesecake Factory,
Bro, we were all fighting. I'm pissed off. Miguel is just in a grumpy mood, and Barbie is trying to bring the family together. She decides to tell them it's like midnight. I'm starving. I'm hangry. It's midnight at the Cheesecake Factory in San Francisco. Barbie thinks it's a swell idea to tell them it's my birthday. And so I'm pissed. Miguel's pissed. And they bring me a cheesecake. They start singing at midnight. They're pissed.
I'm dead.
We're all silent. Like they leave and we're just silent. I'm like, what the fuck?
The vibes were off. But you know what? I will say,
my
like,
God.
again, it's not like all Miguel's fault. I
No,
definitely was
definitely not.
so insecure. Like, I don't know
Same.
what the fuck was wrong with me for the next 4 years. I was like, college was not it for me. I was extremely insecure. Y'all already know I had all kinds of disorders. But mentally, I was just like not very confident in myself.
Yeah, me too.
But obviously, as the years passed, I made my own friends. I had actually. I'm not gonna make it sound like I was a loser. Hello,
She was.
people loved me. I'm hilarious. People thought.
Tell them about your film. She was the star of Car
no, let's
Trouble.
not talk about that.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's true. I was the star of a musical short film, but
It won awards.
It did.
Yeah,
Where?
it's on screen.
Slay.
Oh.
I think it won
That's
Producer's
not
Choice.
Not that Christian film festival. Okay. But anyways, the point is like it was funny because like people didn't think I had like depression or anything because of like I'm always like la 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 I'm Barbie. It's like so when I would tell them I was struggling, they're like Barbie. I would never guess, and I'd be like, bruh, like you think I don't know. I don't feel like if you're an extrovert, like suddenly you don't have problems. I know that's what other people think. I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, it's not all Miguel's fault. Obviously,
Yeah.
no one's saying that.
I
you
guess
know?
we can talk about like how did we like move on from this and how did we learn to be better friends?
I think
Well,
it took
I
a
would
long
say
time.
that it was you two. I think it was you two who told me like, Miguel, you need a therapist. And,
Oh.
and so then I have always hated the idea of therapy. I just at the time I think my thinking was only mentally ill people need that therapy, and
As
I,
if you
Exactly. That's
yeah,
why we said it.
I guess yeah. So like I didn't think that I was mentally ill, and I thought it was for sick people.
Yeah.
So I think it was you two that told me that I should see a therapist, and we were in school, so I had booked like an appointment with a school counselor
Yeah.
who's a therapist, and his name was we're not
Troy.
gonna say his name.
We can say,
say his name.
Troy.
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 And I think I started seeing him first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would see him like weekly, and I would kind of like talk to him. I wouldn't say he was the biggest help, but
he was
then
not.
and then after I don't know, well, like a couple weeks, couple months later, then you were like, oh, I'm gonna do therapy.
No,
And
because
then-
I think I started because I was like, yo, Barbie needs therapy. I'm going to encourage her by going to therapy. So I started
I
going.
did need therapy.
And then you guys are not gonna guess
What
who their
happened
therapist
next?
was. We all had the same therapist.
The resources were limited at the school.
They weren't though. There were like 5 different therapists
Hey,
there.
but you had good reviews for Troy, and I was like, let me try him out.
So everybody booked an appointment with Troy, and I thought it was so funny because I think Troy also, and like at the time, we were all pretty much just talking shit about each other in therapy.
That was our biggest concern.
Yeah, it was our relationship with each other.
It was so funny. Every person I would go to talk about like my struggles, and I mentioned like our friendship, they'd be so confused. They're like, "And you're sure you guys are not like I don't know. They'd be like
Like in a throuple?
Yeah, they're like, your relationship with each other is so like, and we're like, no, we're just friends. Like, you don't get it.
They're like, why do you put so
Bitch.
much importance on this? Which is
Yes.
something else that I think is interesting with our friendship, because I do believe that friendship should be valued just as much, if not more, than like actual relationships.
relationships,
Yeah,
I agree.
because it's like friendships also should last a lifetime as long as relationships. And I do feel like in the US at least, like once people get in relationships, their friendships die out, which like my parents don't have like that
my
many
parents
friends.
don't really have friends
My
either.
parents don't have friends either.
Yeah, my parents are
crazy.
each other's best friends, which like everybody's like, oh, I want to marry my best friend. I don't want to marry either of you bitches.
Period.
But
No, but that's true. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for people who might realize that a little too late. Like, they let go of their friends because of their relationships. Whether it's their partner that doesn't want them to hang out with their friends, or it's just them being like, oh, like it's not
like
as
too much
important.
time. Like time. Yeah.
I feel bad because I have heard from other people being like, dang, like I wish I would have, invested in my friendships a little more.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that like maybe people don't understand is like how much investment should go into friendship.
Oh my God, so
because
much.
like at first when we started, sure, it was like natural friendship, but to keep this up, it was a lot.
I know. I think had we not decided to put in the amount of work that we did,
Had we not all gotten the same therapist.
gotten the same therapist, or even just
No, but okay, wait. Can I just? We got the same therapist, and he would goof sometimes because I
Yeah.
think he would forget who told him what, and then reveal information that the other person.
yeah, very against HIPAA laws. He'd be like, "Wait, I thought Barbie
HIPAA
said
don't
this." I was
find
like, "Wait, what do
him.
you mean?"
He was doing,
Yeah,
he was
what do
doing
you
his
think else
best.
of this? Or he'd be like, "Oh,
I haven't seen Miguel in a while. I'm like, what do you mean?
Miguel has been going to therapy."
And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
yeah, fuck Troy. No, but I will say, I will say one thing that if I had to like look at the past, the way that I dealt with those, the way that I dealt with the friendship, or I will say that everything we went through with our friendship taught me a lot about being in a relationship with someone.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like even me expressing like a comment like, "You're not my girlfriend." Like imagine had I had a girlfriend and I said that.
Why would you say that? She was your girlfriend.
Knowing me at the time, I was my fucking girlfriend.
That's so mean.
I don't know. I guess what I'm
Or you're not my friend.
I guess what I'm like trying to get to is that now I don't know. I just
Like
like
these
I really think it helped with like me being in
relationships are relationships,
Yeah.
whether they're like
Friendships can be just as hard.
yeah, and
And I don't know, like Mandy was saying, like I feel like there is a focus on romantic relationships in today's society, and I think it's important for people to know, like, yeah, like I think platonic, friendships, relationships are just as important, just as valuable, and they're also not perfect because I think people have so many fallings out. Because I'm not saying we did so much better than most people. I don't think we did.
I
but
think we did.
okay, well, what I mean is like people are like, we had a falling out and then we didn't get back.
yeah.
I don't know that we ever had a falling out. Even
No, because we always stayed.
We were always
because
talking.
we
still.
stuck together even though and honestly, like you said, like that's a good reflection for like romantic relationships. Is like to remind yourself like there are gonna be hard times. I'm gonna be
You work
honest.
it out, yeah.
That hard period almost lasted like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we were like struggling with each other, not understanding each other, resenting each other, but we never were like, oh, we're not friends or we had a falling out. Like we didn't really believe that.
And it would have been a lot easier it might have been a lot easier for us to just actually cut each other off. But I
Yeah.
think because we knew that we
We had
valued
something good.
the history and like the relationship, like there wasn't actually anything like morally wrong. It was more so just our development as like people and like
yeah, and like
communication stuff
communication
like that was the
styles,
issue.
attachment. that
Like
kind
we're
of
not in
stuff.
high school anymore.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was
So
like
many things were happening.
you have to be willing to put in the work, and I think that goes for friendships and relationships.
Yeah, and like I guess on the opposite end, because we put in so much work into this friendship and like how like I feel like I know about you guys more than I know about like anybody else, and I feel like you guys understand me and know me more than anybody else, which obviously has taken like the 13 plus years, and so like even when I get in relationships, I often compare. I'm like, they don't get me like you do. So I feel like it's just like recognizing like what we have took so much fucking work, but it was worth, for the 4 years of turmoil. At the end of the day, I can't do the math. 9 years were good, so it's like,
yeah.
and I'm not saying like every friendship you have is worth that. I guess like depends, but
You just gotta know.
yeah, which it's like is that person also willing to put in as much effort to, you know, become what each other need? You know, like, because I know me and Barbie would talk about how, like, you know, how I wouldn't open up, and then I needed her to ask at that point. Like, I wasn't comfortable.
Something that I've learned too is that I think in friendships and relationships, but I'd like to think that, if I have to ask for this, like, then it's not a real friend or it's not a real relationship, because I don't have to ask this person for this. But what I'm learning now is, like, it's okay to ask for.
It's okay to ask for what you need.
It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you like, oh, I need to ask this person to ask me these things. I think it just proves that, you know, not everybody's a mind reader. You know, not everybody knows how to show up no one's ever going to show up 100% in the way that you want them to.
Because everybody's different.
Everyone's different. And yeah,
I feel like that was the hard thing for me to learn in friendship and also relationships. It's like recognizing that because people are so different, they have love languages that are so different, nobody's gonna know what you need. And the test of a relationship that matters is if you have the ability to express what you need and they have the ability to work towards becoming that for you, and vice versa.
A little anecdote is so funny because obviously, like, me and Mandy have had our beefs, our qualms. I've messed up even pretty recently, like not being there for Mandy.
Don't recall. What'd you do?
Damn,
what'd you do?
After your breakup, I just kept saying like,
that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I know. It was like recently.
That was pretty recent.
Yeah.
I remember like crying to my boyfriend, being like, Mandy doesn't like me, which honestly you probably did not think that at all.
I was like probably over by then.
But you did. You did say like, I've been feeling like a little bit like resentment towards you because I didn't like in your breakup. It happened while I was getting a boyfriend. You were breaking up, and I was like, la la la.
Like, God damn.
And then I wasn't there for her because every time she tried to open up about her boyfriend, I'd be like, fuck that bitch anyways. Like, he fucking sucked anyways. When all she wanted to do was vent, and like she could like talk about the loss because there were things that she did like about him.
No, Barbie's
awful.
definitely one of those people where it's like when you're like venting about somebody and like you're just talking about like things that they did wrong, and then she'll just add, and they're fucking ugly. I was like, well,
and he's a bitch. Yeah,
no, and it's like supportive, but not in a way that was like helpful
at all. So to the point where Mandy like closed herself off to me because she would never talk about how she felt or what she was going through. She actually went to another friend because of that. Because every time she had brought up her ex-boyfriend, I'd be like, fuck that guy. And she's like, damn, like I'm trying to talk. You know what I mean? So that was bad. And also one time I was crying over this guy. I was crying on the floor for hours. And Mandy was listening to me. Just crying on the floor for hours. And then she's like, okay, like, you know, because she's like, okay, I love you. And I was like, Mandy, you hate me. And she's like, why? She's like, I just listened to you cry for the past hour. I was like, you didn't give me a hug. Like, you don't love me.
Oh, that was another thing we used to fight about.
Yeah, because like Mandy's not physical contact. And I'm like, touch me. Like, you know, I need that love. She was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, she was literally like, put reality check. She's like, I just listened to you sob on the floor for 2 hours and you're telling me you need more. Like, and I was like, which is I'm the problem, guys. I'm the problem. I get it. But I need hugs. Okay. So it was,
and
like,
I do better now.
Yeah. No. And like that's why. Like we've all had our like communication problems and like working.
I was like, damn, if I knew hugging you would shut you up, I would have done that.
I would have done that 2 hours ago. Yeah.
No, but yeah, we learned a lot, and I'm glad all the work we put in because I love you guys
and are continuing to learn. Let the record show that this is still like.
Are you mad?
Damn, what do you?
No,
what do you got share?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, I also like I still like am. Like I'm not perfect. I still struggle. Like,
I was like, I'm still mad. I was like, what?
I am still
like I still fail sometimes too. And
no, we're too harsh on Miguel.
No, guys.
No, and like we all still love each other, and like
and this is an ongoing thing. Like
when now we don't go 4 years. Now we don't go 4 years without talking. You know, like we bring it up when things happen for the most part.
Yeah,
but I feel like. Honestly, I feel like the rocky roads have passed.
Yeah.
Worse.
We sit
next year.
Podcast ends.
As this podcast goes, we literally like just end our friendship.
So funny.
Well, guys, we are out of time today. My name is Miguel. You can find me on Instagram at MiguelXAntonio.
I'm Barbie. You can find me at Created by Barbie.
And I'm Mandy. You can find me at Mandy Harrison.
Tune in next week where we talk about how Mandy found a dead body.
Bro, what did I do?
The Lord Far Squad Pod is hosted by Amanda Harrison, Miguel Antonio, and Barbie Chavez. Listen wherever podcasts are available. Our producer is Richard Cunningham. Our theme song is produced by Lorena Latorre. Our artwork is by Joshua Estrada. Follow the Lord Far Squad podcast on Instagram at Lord Far Squad Pod. Feel free to send us your questions to the Lord Far Squad podcast at gmail.com.